Nomad story you did for the Dark Horse Star Wars, would you like to see this adapted for TV or similar? If so, would you like it to be animated or live action?
Wow. Okay, let's go back a bit. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It'd be a blast. I mean, it's to see it adapted. It's just, yeah. I mean, live action, of course. That was like, I tell you what, the highlight of that for me. I mean, I worked with Dustin Weaver on that. Dustin's an amazing artist, but for some reason, and I genuinely can't remember why. I think I was crazy at the time when I was writing Star Wars: Dark Horse. We made some kind of decision with the editor that Han Solo and Millennium Falcon were off doing other things. So I did this run, and Han and Chewie and the Falcon weren't really in it, but I got to write like the Millennium Falcon in that, and Han and Chewie, and I just had like, why did we not have them in everything? They're so much fun. So yeah, yeah. Apart from that, yeah, live action, please. All the money, biggest budget in the world, fantastic.
Perfect. And Gary does this for every interview so far. He likes to get the people ready for the second part of the interview. So he likes to have you thinking on your feet. Gary asks, how would you have moved Stonehenge?
How would I have moved Stonehenge? I would have employed the set designer from Spinal Tap. So that Stonehenge monuments were only about yay big, and then they'd be very easy to move. Really, that would be my Stonehenge. And I'm in danger of doing a terrible Nigel Tufnell impression now again. And oh, how they danced! There we go. I'm moving on.
I will give you two characters, a setting, and a scenario, and you just think on your feet and tell me what they're doing. I know. I'm so sorry.
I get paid. I get paid for doing that type of thing. What's the page rate?
I've had people sitting here booked WrestleMania matches and really get right into this.
Yeah.
So what we've come up for with you is your characters are Judge Dredd and RoboCop. The setting is Los Angeles 2029. Skynet has already won. Now, the Terminators have Dredd captive. They haven't killed him for some reason, but they've thrown him into a mucky pit where they keep sending various machines in to try and kill him.
Right.
Now, they've just sent RoboCop in. How's it spanning from there? What is RoboCop and Dredd going to do?
Oh my God. What a RoboCop. First off, Dredd is just going to shoot RoboCop through the face for stealing his entire shtick and all his best lines. Okay? Then, after that, after RoboCop's body, lifeless body, is going to fall down, and Dredd is going to use that to climb up, basically. And then when he's to the top, Skynet is going to come for him. What's Dredd going to do then? I think Dredd's pretty much his base move is he's going to shoot Skynet through the face as well. I can see a theme emerging here. He's going to track down Skynet to its core and shoot that through the face. Perfect. And then what he's going to do then, he's going to, in a very meta way, he's going to go through a portal, much like the last episode of Loki. I don't know how the portal's coming about. We'll work on that.
Okay.
And he's going to find the writer of this scenario, put them all together, and he's going to shoot him through the face. Wow. And then at the end of the day, justice will have been done, basically. So that's my take from that. But more than anything, it would be Dredd and RoboCop together would just no. I just the disdain Dredd would have for the fact that RoboCop stole everything about Dredd.
Do you know? I loved that. That was actually that was very funny. I enjoyed that. But that's kind of the mood of this part now. So the questions just get bonkers and bonkers. So the very first one had: have you ever seen a ghost?
No, I haven't. But no. I've never seen a ghost. But I will tell. All right, you want a spooky story? I remember being in my bedroom as a kid, and I got a weird feeling that there was I don't know what it was. There was something there, and I was quite scared. And I remember sitting up in bed and thinking, right. And I went, okay, then if you are here, whoever you are, do something then. And my bedroom door slammed shut and I was petrified. So, no, I've never seen a ghost. And even that, I don't know, might have been the wind blowing or something. But, you know, maybe maybe I had a fever or something like that and was hallucinating the entire thing. But regardless, it's a memory that gives me the little heebie-jeebies.
Okay. In your life travels, have you ever come across a Bigfoot?
No. No, I have big feet though.
Okay.
So maybe I am the missing link.
Well, there we go. Yeah. In your entire life, have you ever seen an alien or a UFO?
I have seen a UFO. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay.
I've
good.
never seen an alien though, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, I saw a big, huge actually, black triangle UFO, which is about the size of a football field, which hovered.
Wow.
And then moved off at kind of walking pace. And it's, in all seriousness, it's the freakiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, I still don't know what it was. My bottom line on that is I don't know what it was. I'm not kind of going, oh, it was an alien spacecraft. It could have been some kind of, you know, secret sort of tech aircraft thing or something, you know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is it was doing some weird shit that
absolutely the only aliens would do.
my bottom line on that is I don't know.
Understandable. This is like a two-part question, so it's not asking for the same answer as such. So we've got, what is your favorite conspiracy theory, and what is one conspiracy theory you wish was 100% true? And as I say, they don't need to be the same.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm a big. I don't know if it was Alan Moore who said it, but I am a big believer that human beings are so inherently rubbish that I'm not sure I believe big conspiracy theories, because someone's going to gas, you know, someone's going to go down the pub and let it out and it's going to slip out. So I do believe that in one sense. The UFO thing, I do kind of go, I am more and more as I get older, and all this stuff is coming out about UAPs and things.
Yeah.
I am sort of, you know, there's so much, regardless of what it is, and no one knows what it is, but I am of the belief that, you know, governments have been hushing this stuff up, you know, which kind of is a conspiracy theory, you know.
Yeah.
So that's it's kind of my favorite as well. I am a little bit fascinated by that stuff. I must admit. So what do I want to be true? I have no idea. It's bloody terrifying. I mean, it's just like, it is terrifying. I'm not sure I want any of it to be true. But it's just, but you know, if you could, if someone could take you into a room and kind of go, here's what's been happening, and you could offer me that, I would have to go in. But then, yeah, they'd take me out back and shoot me in the back of the head, wouldn't they? Dread would probably do it. Shoot me in the face.
Yeah.
There's that theme again.
He's been doing a lot of that today.
That's what he does to let off steam.
Of course. Yeah, of course. If you had to have a lifetime supply of just one thing, what would it be?
Oh, I'm tempted to say really good single malt whiskey, but that would probably be bad for me. A lifetime supply of one thing. I think it would be love.
What an answer.
Or really good single malt whiskey, you know, whichever comes first.
I mean, they're kind of the same thing, aren't they?
you feel that way for a while if you drink single malt whiskey. Then you feel ill. But yeah.
This is your last ever text. Who are you sending it to, and what are you saying? But that could just mean technology doesn't exist tomorrow. It doesn't mean this is the last day of your life.
My last ever text. Don't forget to feed the dog.
That's perfect.
I like, yeah, despite Milligan's last, what was it? I told you I was ill. That's a good one, but that is stealing. Yeah.
So if your life was to be turned into a full Hollywood picture, what's the genre and who's playing you?
Horror. Who's playing me? I'll take Tilda Swinton playing me.
Okay.
Because I think she could do anything.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
What's the line from John Grant's? We'll say GMF was a great song. He says, "I wonder who would they get to." Sometimes I think my life is a movie. I play the underdog, of course. I wonder who they'd get to play me. They'd have to dig up Richard Burton's corpse. So I'll take that.
Take that.
Yeah.
So, Cher famously wrote a song about wanting to turn back time.
Yes.
If she could turn back time, would she be a superhero or a villain?
Cher, she'd be a supervillain. Absolutely.
Okay.
Supervillain. I can't think why, but just like it feels that way. Maybe it's the fact that her face she hasn't aged, so she's obviously immortal. Or it could be lots of plastic surgery, but I choose to go for immortal. So she's some kind of sort of Doctor Doom figure, I think, is the only thing is the easiest, the Occam's razor solution. Rather than plastic surgery, I'm going to go for immortal supervillain. Okay.
It's funny you mentioned Doctor Doom, because the very next question is Doctor Who or Doctor Doom?
Doctor Doom, every day. Who dares? Wow. Who? I'm going to say, who dares even ask that question? Wow, I love Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is one of my favorite things ever, I think. I just that level of ego is just marvelous. Very entertaining.
Hey everybody, my name is Kovex, Twitch streamer, TikToker, social media influencer, and now proud owner of Beard Demon, Sinfully Good Beard Care. It all started off as, just a trial and error thing to make, some beard butters and stuff for myself, because I am a bearded man. And from there, I started, making some for friends who enjoyed them. And then I thought, this is something I could do, My friends like them, I like them. Why not share it with a wider variety of people so I could actually give back in a way to my community that I've grew on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch. And that's how Beard Demon came about. We have a 7 Deadly Sins collection at the moment, which obviously ranges from envy, wrath, lust, all different smells, all different profiles, which I'm really proud of. We're now branched out into our oils and our beard washes, and soon we're going to be having our full grooming kits, which is going to consist of a butter, an oil, our brand new Himalayan cedarwood and tea tree beard wash, which is amazing, and you get yourself a nice wooden comb and a pair of scissors to trim your moustache and stuff. It's the full grooming kit for, as a present for one of your loved ones or a friend. I'm really proud of it. Check us out. All our links will be down below. Check us out on Etsy. Check us out on all social medias. Beard Demon Shop, Beard Demon on Etsy, Beard Demon Shop, and everything else. I'd really appreciate it. Stay awesome, guys.
Hi David, how are you?
Oh, Peter, man, I've been better. I'm really fed up and depressed, I can't lie.
What's wrong? What's What's been happening?
Man, I'm just really dissatisfied and really down as far as fulfilling my podcast needs right now.
What exactly are you looking for?
Maybe a DC Comics podcast?
Yeah, there's plenty of those.
Yeah, I know, but I need one that...
Chronicles the origins and the development of the DC Comics multiverse from before Clash of Two Worlds through to Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, exactly like that. And maybe something else as well that factored in the importance and the legacy of DC Comics Golden Age characters throughout the Silver Ages and Bronze Ages of comics.
That sounds epic.
It does sound epic. It sounds exactly the sort of podcast that I would listen to.
Shall we just do it ourselves then?
In many ways, we have the same mind. That's a great idea.
Fortunately, it just so happens I've built this handy transmatter cube.
That's perfect. Will that take us to Earth 2?
It'll take us to all of the multiverse.
Fantastic. Right then, what are we waiting for?
Let's go.
Transmitter device activated. Coordinates set for Earth 2.
The Earth 2 Podcast.
Check out our website at theearth2podcast.com.
You can find us on all the social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram as the Earth 2 Podcast, and you can find us on Twitter, podcast_Earth2. Join us, and we'll see you around the multiverse.
If you got stuck in a world where you were a YouTuber and you were part of this YouTube boxing scene and you had to fight a Muppet, who are you fighting and why?
What am I fighting in the Muppets? Who am I fighting in the Muppets? You've broken my mind with that question.
So I mean, YouTube boxing's pretty much the biggest thing that's like on YouTube right now, so we might as well.
Who am I fighting in the Muppets? I don't want to fight any of them. I love the Muppets. They're so marvelous. That would fill me with such self-loathing. It would be awful. Who would I fight? I'd fight. Was his name Scooter, the guy on the side who helped them all get on stage?
Yeah.
He's vaguely annoying, isn't he? All right, I'll take him.
Yeah, we'll beat him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, I wouldn't do that. I would get Judge Dredd to come in and shoot him in the face.
There we go. That's it. Carol or Sylvester?
Who?
Judge Dredd? Carol or Sylvester?
I've lost. You've lost me.
Carol Urban, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I was
Sorry,
like, is it my accent?
It was an accent thing. I thought you were saying Carol or Sylvester.
Oh, we do that all the like Carol and Carl. We need to put on an accent if we want to say Carl. So Carl Urban.
Okay, Carl or Sylvester. It's Carl, isn't it?
Yeah, it has to be. Like Sylvester might be my childhood, but Urban was.
It's Carl, and I mean, and that was a good movie, you know. So I got no complaints.
Okay, great. And this is your final scenario. So, have you ever seen Lost?
Yes.
Okay, so you're on a plane.
I am.
You're season 1 of Lost. The plane's going to come down. Who are you with, and who's going to take leadership? Now, this could be anybody. This could even be Captain America or Judge Dredd or real life people.
Who's going to take leadership? Holy crap! Who am I with? So is it going to be a cast member from Lost?
No. So this is your plane. You're on this plane with whoever you want to be on this plane with.
I don't want any of it. I don't want anyone I like on a crashing plane that's going to get. I want everyone I like to be at home and safe. So I'll pick.
But remember, you're going to crash, and you're going to be alive for 6 seasons with people that you might not. People, just random people you've picked. You know, nobody you like.
I can't put them through that if I like them. That's enormously selfish. But then again, I don't really want to be stuck, you know. I don't want to be stuck with Andrew Neil on a desert island for 6 seasons. That would be awful, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? Running from smoke monsters with Boris Johnson or something. There's nothing worse. So who would I be with? I don't know. 6 seasons. I'll go with the actual cast of Lost because they would know.
What an answer.
They've been through it once, so I think they'd like to know what they're doing. Although, did they really know what they're doing? I'll sit next to Kate because she's quite attractive.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm quite shallow like that. Really. Yeah.
So let's just say you've fallen asleep on a plane and
Yeah.
you've woke up, but you're in Lost. Now you've seen Lost.
I
You know
have.
everything that's going to happen. Do you try and take leadership?
God, no. What
No,
do I do?
you don't want to change everything at hand.
No, I'll just let it all run out and try and I'll go, oh, hang on. I vaguely remember just cowardly stay in the background and let them get eaten by smoke monsters. And
You could save Charlie, but you could tell Charlie that it's not Penny's boat.
Penny's boat. But then you miss out on the great not Penny's boat moment, don't you?
That is fair. Yeah.
I'd let that play out and I'd sit there, I'd stand there and I'd watch him drown and I'd go, oh, God, that's so heroic. I'm genuinely moved. You know, because there was a great bit of drama that. So, you know, you got to let that play out even if he's going to drown.
Wonderful. So finally, we just get one big, like, this is what I'm pushing. So it's kind of like are you working on anything now? Are you, is anything about to be released? Here's where you can get it, kind of sales pitch from yourself.
Oh, the dodgy, the shameless sales pitch.
Yeah.
I've got, well, what's next out is in August, next month, the Hershey disease graphic novel is coming out, which collects the first two series of the Hershey series by me and Simon Fraser, who is in Scotland right now, even though he's from Scotland, but he lives in New York, but he's currently traveling around Scotland drinking whiskey, judging by his Instagram thing. But he and Simon Boland did the lettering on it, and basically Judge Hershey, she's always been a background character in Dredd's world, Judge Dredd's world, and then she became chief judge for many years, and she was Dredd's boss. But when judges get to the end of their lifespan, they go on something called the Long Walk, and they traditionally head out into the cursed earth with just one gun, and to bring justice to a lawless land, and they don't tend to last very long. But Hershey, instead of that, she went on a kind of international long walk, and that's our series. It's what she did after she was chief judge, and she's going out and trying to bring. It's a bit of justice and a bit of revenge on some bad people who kind of need it, because she's basically dealing with, well, the judges are kind of like, they go into the academy as children, and then their entire life is like fighting a war on the streets every single day. And when they get to a point where they kind of effectively retire, if you want to call it that, to go on this long walk, it's like, well, what's next? This is all you've done. And it's kind of playing with themes of, you know, any of the judges, in all seriousness, are just like would have PTSD basically from like a life of open warfare, and they've survived it. Not many of them survive it. So the ones that do, it's like quite damaged, really. So it's following her on her journey and trying to work out who she is, if she's not a judge anymore. And we have Dirty Frank along for the ride as well, who's kind of one of my classic characters from Low Life and Dread and things like that. And it's kind of it's kind of like John Borman's point blank revenge thriller, but with Judge Hershey as the lead. So and it looks beautiful, and that's out in graphic novel form next month. And then what else am I working on? Me and Chris Weston are just doing a new Sensitive Clegg story for 2000 AD. I've got a Create Your Own series, which is coming out from a publisher this year, but it hasn't been announced yet, so I can't say anything about that. But that's a 5-issue miniseries, you know, in this kind of vein of Old Haunts, really. And I'm working on some other comic stuff, which again hasn't been announced, so I can't really say anything about. But I mean, in terms of what recently came out, I think this year I should talk about that. Judge Dredd End of Days came out in graphic novel. People can buy that. That's basically the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse come to Dredd's world, and he's got to take a small crew and go travel across the planet and try and find them and kill the 4 horsemen before the world ends. And we talked about Old Haunts, you know, which is kind of like a gangster ghost story in sort of the neon light of modern Los Angeles. So it's kind of like what if Michael Mann teamed up with David Lynch to do a spooky gangster story together,
Yeah.
and that's it looks absolutely beautiful, and that came out in graphic novel a few months back. So yeah, people should definitely buy that.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely should.
Cool.
Rob, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No worries, man. Now you've got me sort of all bamboozled about Judge Dredd meeting Terminator and Skynet.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But no, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, Rob. Thank you.
All right. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.